Look at that right here. We got a plant, the only carnivorous genus in the family Plantaginaceae. This is the genus Philcoxia. Note that distinct zigzag branching, and note that bilaterally symmetrical flower. It's just finishing up right there. This thing is remarkable because it's carnivorous. Those sticky leaves that are mostly buried that you can't even see, they trap nematodes. But even more remarkable to me is the habit that it grows in this translucent sand, which transmits light. I don't know, probably an inch or two below the surface. So it allows those leaves to mostly grow submerged. As you could see here, there's some. So they've got these tuberous roots, and they just send up these leaves, which are achlorophyllous. They're white, for an inch or two until they hit the surface, and then they turn green, start photosynthesizing. It's fucking wild. And there's a species of cactus that grows here too that's mostly subterranean, at least when it's young. Discocactus. As it gets older, it looks like a green cow patty. But this habit is fucking wild, man. It's so cool. Such a cool plant. Genus was only described 23 years ago. I believe it was first collected in the 70s or 80s. But 7 species in the genus. See, there's that zigzag branching, but that one's done. Tiny seeds, and it hides. And that translucent quartzitic sand enables it to do so. Always a drag to see miles and miles of eucalypt forest, of eucalyptus monoculture, as you can see on top of that little hill right there. Diverse, seasonally dry subtropical forest being replaced by monocultures of eucalyptus. That one's not even that big. We went through one yesterday. It was about 20 miles long. There's the end product of those eucalypt forests, those monocultures. You see it, and then they just replant it, I guess. A desert for wildlife, desert for pollinators, and monocultures of bullshit. Okay, welcome to the Crime Pays Brazilian Gonzo Botany Crash Course. I think it's the 12th of July, I don't know. Anyway, we're here in the Cerrado in this tropical, seasonally dry vegetation, checking out some of the plants. You could see the roads are coated in that iron-rich red dust, and we're going to check out this species of Pilosocereus, which we got growing right here. You can see those hairy ridges. Look at how glaucous that is, too. Look at the dense layers of trichomes as well as spines at on the ridges of those ribs. Now there's a lot of logging trucks in the area because there's eucalyptus monocultures all over the place, which is depressing, but we won't talk about that too much. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit because we gotta get a little dark. All right, talk about this shit. But that's why all the dust is everywhere. But you can see this Pilosocereus is one of the dominant species here, cactus species at least, which is really cool to see because we came from the south, and so as we go north, it gets a little bit, the climate changes a little bit, it gets a little hotter. This is the first columnar cactus species that we've come across, and this looks like a species of Trixis. Am I right? Oh yeah, definitely. It's a very glandular species of Trixis, which is a genus we get in North America as well. One of the mutisioid composites. So the disc florets are don't have 5 lobes. They've got 2 or 3, like bilabiate. God, it's so sticky. Probably smells really good. Oh yeah, it does. I like that. It smells very conifer-ish. Look at that beautiful specimen. Look at that Pilosocereus. God damn it. Look at all the hair on that thing. You can see what I call it, Pilosocereus. It was spooky. I just heard a massive swarm of bees fly overhead. Turned off the camera, was about to duck back into the car just in case they were that Africanized variety, which you do get here. No idea what this plant is, but it's got coriaceous leaves with an undercoating of small trichomes. Does it have trichomes on the inside? It feels like it. Stipicoma peltigra. Check out this cool member of Plantaginaceae with those leaves. Look, they're a little yellowed right here. All right, this guy got stepped on, so it's bleeding latex. But you got those opposite leaves and just incredible leaf venation. All right, peltigra look like a shield, like shield shaped, basically. See where the petiole hits the leaf? This is not a good. We've seen a couple other ones, like a aqua blue. This one looks like shit a little bit, but whatever. It's coming back from that tuberous root. As a lot of stuff here has tuberous roots. Look at that. Look at this rock too. That's actually just dust. That's just a pattern from rainfall. Wonder how much precipitation they get in the summer. Probably quite a bit. Yeah, you see all that red dust on everything, that iron-rich red dust. Weathering from the nutrient-poor soil. Oh, cool. Here's a nice Eupatorii. Been seeing this guy everywhere, glandular hairy. And then, of course, we got a Keelmyra, which is that genus right there. So diverse and so ecologically dominant in these forests. Used to be in Clusiaceae, now it's in Calophyllaceae, and they got a really cool germination strategy. They just formed this underground xylopodium. It's like a little, like a tuber root that they can, a lot of them are actually fire adapted too, because this could be a fire dependent landscape, so it'll come back from that tuber root. Basically a storage mechanism to get through the dry season. These evidently didn't get pollinated, did they? No, maybe not. Or the fruit just withered. You got any seeds in there? Look at it, quadrangular glaucous stems, so waxy. I can feel the farina on it, and you get this little toupee of fuzz on those ribs. That's a beautiful plant. But you know, you lose all the context when it's just in, you know, in a pot in someone's yard. I mean, it's still nice to have, whatever. But the point, of course, with all this shit is preserve the habitat. Yeah, I think we've seen his tricks just before, maybe. Look at it's got hairs on it. Look at how those old leaves, extremely glandular, look at how those old leaves create a little skirt along the stem. I wonder if that's shading the stem a little bit, which is conducting moisture, of course. God, it's so glandular and it smells so good. And look at all those bracts subtending the involucre. God, what a cool plant. Look at it. Look at the glands and the trichomes. It's like 1990s High Times magazine quality right here. Can't tell if those palms are the same genus we've been seeing, the Cyagrus, or what. I'm not a palm guy. God, yeah, it's hot, man. It's heating up. Look at this triffid-leaved bastard. Who's that? Kinds of stuff re-sprouting from those storage roots, those underground thick storage roots. They're walking through that seasonally dry tropical forest. We come out on this little sand field, which looks like there's been some disturbance due to sand quarrying. But we got a pretty bizarre adaptive situation nonetheless. So you got this weird soil, so you're getting a completely different cast of plant species. And it's, I gotta say, it's pretty interesting. You got a Velosia right there. The exposure is probably going to be shot to shit on the video because of this bright white background. Here's a member of Rubiaceae, which of course is super diverse. Look at those rosette leaves. I got an umbrella right now, by the way, too, so I'm not roasting. I'm finally, wised up for these dry areas. There's that buttonhead inflorescence. Look at those leaves, man. Adapted to the dry. What's it like in the summer? You get more rain, but it's got to be a lot hotter. You got longer days, too. God, what a cool... Your sand can be a really interesting ecological situation for plants. You get a lot of sand endemics. Same way you get endemics on serpentine, gypsum, limestone, etc. So we got that Pilosocereus, we got Velosia. That Pilosocereus is really something else. We got the palms. Probably a lot of stuff that's not flowering now as well. And we got this really cool genus of cactus, which I believe is endemic to South America, called Discocactus. You can see the apex. It's got that, look like a little fuzzy toupee, little fuzzy head. And it looks like 80% of that stem is below ground. Pretty remarkable adaptation. And this sand, of course, being basically quartz, means that light is going to transmit a lot deeper below the surface. I mean, it's still probably only an inch or two, but a lot deeper below the surface than it otherwise would if it was made of another material. Yeah, what is that? Camacrysta or Caliandra over there? And right here we got something that's rubiaceous, as you can tell from that four-petaled, somewhat tubular flower. So Rubiaceae is the family, the coffee family. Look at those leaves, too. Look at how reduced they are. Wispy. Just looking like little green hairs occurring on opposite axils at those nodes. Velosia diversity. Look at the donkey shit. What is it? What's the donkey doing here? What's he going to eat? Probably not much. There's seeds of something on the ground, and there's that Discocactus again, just buried. I wonder if the poachers have hit this spot yet. Probably. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, God, look at that beast over there. Look at that thing. Looks like a cow patty. The cow patty cactus. Man, cacti do it better than anyone else, man. They're so good at hiding. They're so good at just, evolving various habits besides just protecting themselves with armored spines to hide from things that might otherwise want to eat them, and also to hide from the sun. There's a Camacrysta, another one, intensely hirsute, glandular stems, stipitate glands. Oh, you got glands on the undersides of those pinnate leaves too. Wonder what it smells like. I have to smell my hand when I'm done showing it to you. And there's that flower with that asymmetrical opening on it. Is it like a form of, I wonder if it's a form of pseudoinsignis to ensure cross-pollination. You know, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. But I've seen a number of the Camacrysta here doing that. Got these asymmetrical openings with that style forking over to one side. Yeah, see, there's the stamens on that this Camacrysta. See how that petal too in the back is curved? It's kind of lopsided. Can you see that? The petal is almost sickle shaped, which is a weird shape for a petal. It's like folded over. Notable, huh? Creates that little side door. And look, there's a Discocactus seedling. How about that? You know, this umbrella thing I started because I needed to take photos, but it's actually really good for the shade, like I said. So nice. Holy hell, check out this little euphorbia. God, that's cool. You got the segmented succulent stems, you got some leaves, and then there's those tiny flowers. Look at those cyathial bracts. God, that's hilarious. What a cool plant. Ah, it's too nice here. How could it be so nice? Look at that thing, man. Damn it. There's a Discocactus which just died, and you can see that, is that a cephalium, a pseudocephalium, that thing up top, the little toupee they got? All the tissue. Looks like something might have eaten it too. It's kind of a bummer. Hope it wasn't livestock. This euphorbia's cool. I actually broke off a piece when I was fondling it. Then you could see it's bleeding the latex right there. But check out that flower. Or inflorescence, technically. Remember, euphorbia's got a cyathium. Cyathia plural. So you got those glands at the base, those fringed glands attracting whatever bee or small fly pollinates those things, and then each one of those two anthers applies to a single flower. Where's the female flower? You got ovaries. A lot of times cyathias will have both male and female. Cyathia will have both male and female flowers on it, but there's an old one. That guy's old. That's cool, man. Only seen one of those. Oh, my bad. That's a legit cephalium. That's not a pseudocephalium. That's an actual cephalium. That little tuft, those clusters of flowering buds. So that thing doesn't have to produce more flower buds along its stem. It's got this cephalium that it just puts up, just like Melocactus, where it clusters, it aggregates all those flower buds together in that otherwise non-photosynthetic tissue. So it just profusely flowers out of that, you know, whereas other cacti would have to continue growing to produce more buds since they flower out of the areoles where the spines come out of. That thing, that's basically an adaptation. So you don't have to keep putting juice into a stem, you know, you could stay small and compact. A Melocactus in Brazil too. Pilosocereus markgraphii right here. This guy looks kind of rough actually. Woo! Look at those fruits. I don't know if this guy's a puntoid or not. Do those spines have barbs on them? Do they stick? The fruits kind of look like, the spines kind of look like it too. Might be totally talking out of my ass. The spines certainly feel like they got some barbs in them. Little Velcro-y. Just the scandent bastard. Well, yeah, I wonder if that's a Choya relative or not, if it's in the Opuntia subfamily. It looks like a donkey or something was gnawing on that Discocactus right there. You got feral donkeys, you got neighborhood donkeys running loose, causing havoc, eating the native succulent vegetation. There's that Rubiaceae thing again. Looks like this might be a species of Casita or some other parasite. You could certainly see those hostorial roots looking like silly string. Casita's in the avocado family, but there's also quite a few members of Loranthaceae here, which is another family of parasites. Avocado family is not a family of parasites. I'm just saying this thing is parasitic. I wonder if it's a Casita or not. Oh, well, that's kind of a drag. I think we're at the wrong season for the plant we were looking for here. There's a plant in the genus Philcoxia, which was actually only described in 2000, 23 years ago. 7 species, at least as of now. There's probably more, and they're adapted to growing in these sandy soils. It's a carnivorous plant that traps nematodes with sticky leaves that are mostly subterranean. They barely poke out above the ground, just like that Discocactus, but it seems we're in the wrong season. Here in the dry season, so I'd imagine that thing's dormant right now. It's probably here, could be standing on top of it, but it's probably dormant. So that's a bummer. But they grow in these sandy outcrops. Look at this palm. Look at these big silver fronds. There's the fruits right there. Look at it, baseball-sized little nuts. What shit is this thing? Look at that. What family is that? We'll get it down to family because it's about all we can do. Lamiales is the order, opposite leaves, axile flowers. Acanthaceae. Look at that flower. Bilaterally symmetrical flower, of course. And you can see it's got that root. It's just coming, that storage root, that underground storage root that it's just can re-sprout from. Send up those little scandent. Look, there's another little piece germinating right there, another little stem. About 10 inches tall. I've been sitting here just roasting in the sun. It's hot, even though I got the umbrella up with the macro lens on, the diffuser, trying to get photos of what the hell's going on. I dissected a flower. I couldn't see anything. You could see you got those nectar guides, those little trichomes at the base, at the bottom of the flower right there, just beneath the opening two. But, you know, I'm trying to look at those stamens, see what the hell's going on, see if I can place this to family at least. But I just can't tell. They're very small. I pulled a flower off of one of them and it had a persistent style, which makes me think maybe Plantaginaceae. You know, it's a trait of Plantaginaceae, but I can't see any of the damn stamens. So, I don't know. We'll upload this to INAT and see who can identify it, at least the genus. And then if we find that, we'll find the person who studies the genus and figure out what species it is. It's such cool habitat. God damn it. You got a Discocactus, nice cephalium, nice toupee. You got these weird Rubiaceae members behind it. Look at that. God damn. Of course there was a recently described Carnivorous Planner. There's probably quite a few undescribed plants. But carnivory, of course, would evolve because these soils are so nutrient poor. As you can see, they're just leached. Very acidic, too. There's another Rubiaceae thing. Totally different habit, but probably related to the one I was just showing you, that the taller one. You can see this thing's much denser, tufts of foliage, doesn't get that big. It's a subshrub. Maybe not even. Maybe it's you can call it suffrutescent. There's those flowers. See, 4 petals. And then over here we got a member of Asteraceae. Of course, of the Vernonioideae subfamily, presumably. There's those phylaries. Multi-serried phylaries on an involucre. And then there's those, look at those leaves. God damn it. Look at that. Scabbard leaves, glaucus. He's persistent here on the sand. That fucking aerial column is so weird. You getting snowblind from the overexposure or what? Oh, I'm cooking out here. To film all this stuff, you really got to get down to their level. Look at a member of Eucalyptus. Look at that guy. Look at it. All the trichomes and rosettes on the leaves. Look at those. Look at that. Look at those things. God damn it. That's such cool flora. Look at those inflorescences. What pollinates those and how do the seeds get dispersed? How deep do those roots go as well? Look at it. Look. And to film the Discocactus, you really got to get down on its level. Look at it. There you go. Get some nice perspective. Just cooking here in the sun. Look at it, like little mines, little landmines, little cow patties. These beautiful little cow patties. Fucking thing over there. Is that even? Oh, the camera cam. There you go. How's that? Just to the right of that Velosia. See that? What epic habitat. Hope it never gets poached, but the way things have been going, it probably will. It's got to be great in my collection. I've just got to have it. Okay, so I'm lurking on the ground, roasting in the sun, just taking money shots of Discocactus. And lo and behold, here is our target plant. The only carnivorous genus in Plantaginaceae, Philcoxia. And it's in full flower right there. God damn, has this thing even been videoed before? Jesus Christ, man. I just looked over. There it is. The leaves are beneath that quartzitic sand. I don't even know if it's got leaves out right now. But when it does, oh yeah, look, maybe a little bit. When it does have leaves, they're trapping nematodes. I don't want to disturb it. I just want to, not yet. I gotta look. God damn, look at that. Just leafless. It's got a rhizome down there. Only carnivorous member of Plantaginaceae, and look at those flowers. Bilaterally symmetrical. Oh, that's wild, man. Zigzag branching. So easy to miss. I haven't seen any others. I don't know if this is even, if it's supposed to be flowering now. Maybe it's just an odd one. But I haven't seen any others at all. So that's what you get for lurking at a spot, you know? Just lurk there long enough, hang out, you know, chill out. Oh, that's fucking cool, man. Genus only described 23 years ago. What the shit? There you go. Philcoxia, everybody. Look at that. What a weirdo. Endemic to the sands. An edaphic endemic. And again, the only carnivore in its family. Alright, so the goddamn, that quartz sand is making it snowblind and making it really hard to film. So got the umbrella up, and I took my shirt off and used it as a backdrop so I can get nice money shots that don't come out underexposed. There's a nice shot of the calyx. There's a nice shot of that flower. You got a yellow center inside. What pollinates this? It must be tiny. Look at the fruits when they mature. Must be incredible. I mean, look at that. How tiny are the seeds? How does this thing even... That zigzag branching is really unique, too. God, I could see why this thing was only discovered... Well, I guess I think the first herbarium collections were in the 70s or 80s, but it wasn't formally described until 2000. The genus wasn't even formally described. So it just shows you what's going on here floristically. There's a lot of work to be done. God, it's so incredible. I mean, we were here for fucking, I don't know, hour so far. I moved pretty slow. Take photos of everything. This is the only one we saw. Didn't see any others. We were about to dip out, and I was just taking money shots of Discocactus, and boom, there it was, that pink flower. If it wasn't flowering, I probably wouldn't even have seen it. But this thing's just got an underground tuber, and then those are those are the tiny leaves. And of course, the sand is translucent, so light will reach through them, so they can be completely buried. God, that's insane. That is so wild. That is the leaf. I don't even want to disturb it. We're going to be here for a minute. I got to take like 9,000 photos. Standing on top of it, I seen these leaves and I just unearthed it. I'm going to put the soil back over it, but I just wanted to see the rhizome. Ah, that's so cool. Look at that. Look at it. Just sends those leaves out. The root is like 2 or 3 inches below. Oh, I hope I didn't fucking hurt it. That's probably fine. That's cool. There's another root right there. That's not a broken piece that's attached to the root. Fuck, that's so cool. What an incredible plant. Where's the sticky glands that it uses to trap them nematodes, huh? Look at that tiny Discocactus. God damn it. So these things are probably germinating. A lot of these plants are probably germinating subterranean. They have a subterranean germination because this substrate transmits light. And there's the leaves of that Philcoxia. See, the plant we were just looking at is right there. And there's those leaves. Let me scoot over again. I want to make sure I'm not crushing anything. Oh, that's wild. That is so cool. Tiny little leaves. Tiny, tiny leaves. Oh, God. You can feel the flies on me. I'm getting bit. Ah, shit. Look at that. There's the leaves for that plant. Oh, that's so cool. I uncovered a little bit of that Discocactus. I'll be sure to put it back because these guys like to hide. Not just from the sun, but from poachers too. That is so cool, man. Quartzitic translucent sandwich transmits light. You can do all kinds of stuff. You just take on the subterranean habit. Wonder how deep down that light does go as well. That is fucking wild, man. Ah. Very sensitive habitat, very fragile. I feel bad even just we could see her little scurrying around taking photos of it, the patterns we left in the sand. So it just sends up escape to flower. No leaves on that inflorescence it sends out. The leaves are just subterranean. Every time I think I've seen it all in terms of plant evolution and weird habits and cool ecologies and evolutionary traits that plants evolve to deal with a certain stressor or fucked up habitat, something else. My mind continues to be blown. Something else pops up and it surprised me and just, you know, God, it's so cool. Such a cool thing to study and such a cool habitat. And I probably wouldn't take well to even the slightest disturbance like sand mining. And no one besides a few botanists knows this is here. Probably carnivorous plant nerds, maybe, who knows, I don't know. Those little Discocactus seedlings are incredible, man. Yeah. And even changing the luminosity of the sand. See, it's darker there, so that's gonna get hotter. Now I'm all nervous about this. Fucking A. Can't even enjoy things without ruining them as a human sometimes. Anyway, fucking velocias are amazing too. Look at it. Oh God. Here's more. Holy hell. Look, these leaves are actually poking up. You got one flower in there. I can't even see the fucking screen, man. I'm snowblind. Look at that thing. So you got 3 or 4 escapes up right next to this composite. And you got those leaves everywhere, just creating that distinct pattern on the ground. That is hilarious. Oh, that's so cool. It's so cool. I mean, the carnivory is cool, but the way that it hides, this subterranean habit, is even cooler. Hiding from the sun, and I guess from anything that might want to eat it, by just burying yourself in this translucent sand. And because the sand lets the light through, you can do that. Because it's translucent, you can do that. Look at those little leaves. God damn it, little peltate leaves. Oh, look at a cute little Discocactus. Holy shit. Shit is this? Is that a portulaca? Oh my God. Segmented stems, succulent, covered in hairs. Look at those leaves. This habitat's so cool. Look, we got this massive colony of Encolerium too. A dryland bromeliad. Analog to the agave. Mimicking an agave. I don't think there's any southern hemisphere agave native ones. Maybe a couple species, not many though. It's hard to tell how many individuals are, if this is all the colony of the same individual. Probably a few plants, I guess. I don't see any inflorescences. I'd love to see what it looks like when it's flowering. God, that is just mean. You know, that's the type of thing you wouldn't even push somebody into, you know, unless you were, what the shit is that? Oh, that's the old Milo cactus. Unless, you know, they were an enemy. It's not like you wouldn't push a friend into that, you know, just as like a joke. I mean, because there's some things you do. You throw like a piece of choy at a friend as a joke, but you wouldn't push a friend into that. That is an exceptionally mean species of dryland bromeliad. You got that Camacrysta species up top. Haven't looked at that closely, don't know what that is. Epic habitat. Another edaphic island. Oh, look at a cute little Discocactus. See that? Edaphic islands. Como se dice nice. All right. Pure outcropping of sand, which is creates a different plant community somewhat from the surrounding subtropical, well, I guess tropical forest. Yeah, see that thing? It's just a dead Discocactus. Ooh, it's so fluffy. Oh shit! Look at that! Look at that Discocactus cotton. And there's that youngster in there. Oh, who's this? I was gonna say looks malvaceous, but it could be a Turnerette too. Oh no, that does definitely look malvaceous. Jesus, look at those anthers, very distinct. Nice background on that too. Look at that. All that. You can see it's the rock has prevented the erosion of the layer beneath it. Little pebbles. Look at this habitat. Pilosocereus is dominant, but then you get this member of Lamiaceae, which I believe is hyptodendron. Those lamiaceous flowers, bilaterally symmetrical, opposite leaves and branching. Looks like a V. These are hyptodendron flowers. Like you still got that red dust there from the soil being airborne, even though quite a ways from the road. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. All those tiny flowers on like 8 and 9, 12 inflorescences right here. God damn it. 12 panicles. Been seeing a lot of that flower structure of this genus and related genera. But this is the first time we've seen this species. And this is Asteraceae. This is an Aromanthus, Rhenonioides subfamily. You see that little lip curves down, there's those anthers. That's weird. I've never seen that on Lamiaceae before, where the stamens normally go up, not down. I got these fucking flies. These Discocactus look like hell. Look at that cephalium. Look what happens to all that. Well, oh, it's hollow inside. Jesus. They're dying. What's killing them? Drought? Oh, it smells like absolute hell in there, too. Look, you can see the old flowers. Oh, God. Yeah, it smells like a rotten mushroom. There's the old flowers. This guy's hanging in there, but these look kind of rough. Luckily, there's plenty of recruitment. So it looks like the sand's not deep enough here for either that euphorbia or you can see there's a lot of shrubbery. The euphorbia or the Philcoxia, which of course would determine what thrives. That's what creates that island. If it's just pure sand, or if there's what's beneath. If there's clay or this Discocactus. Looks like these are getting kind of fucked up by cattle too. There's a lot more cattle damage here. Just that a Philanthus. It's a cool Philanthus right there. Look at it, just coming off that branch. You get these roots. Those tuber roots below there. Oh, look, you got wax. Is that mealy bug wax or what? There you go. Oh, that's so fucking cool, man. I can't get over it. Philcoxia. Who was Philcox? Leaves everywhere. Just not even poking up above the soil. Barely. Just creating little patterns on the soil. Oh, that's so cool, man. That's so bizarre. That's such a bizarre habit. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Have a good rest of the day. Go fix it. Bye.